clock stays up and the battery's down, and rain goes by in a hole in the ground. New York, New York, it's a wonderful town.
WCBS-TV, in association with the Board of Education of the City of New York, brings you an affectionate tribute to the New York Musical Theater, its people, its past, its present. Broadway, I Love You, with Alfredo Antonini conducting the CBS Orchestra. John Bubbles, Barbara Cook, Dorothy Fields, Otto Harbach, Robert Brownsville, Arthur Schwartz, Blossom Seeley, the Merrill Staten Singers, Martha Wright, Earl Wrightson, Gretchen Weiler.
I had long entertained a belief that musical comedy should be separate from operetta, to the degree that there was some adroit connection between the dialogue and the lyric, if possible. For example, I think in operetta it's fine for the heroine to follow the hero to follow the heroine out to the kitchen, put his foot up on the stool, and without any preamble or connection with anything, he says, "My advice to you, young is this and that," you know, without, right out of left field. Fine in operetta. In musical comedy, I would rather see the dialogue and the lyric being completely interchangeable. Ergo, I wanted to write a song where the lyric was pure dialogue. But that suggests prose poetry, and with all due respect to one of the greatest of our poets, Mr. Longfellow, I don't think that kind of prose poetry necessarily would work in musical comedy. You know, when you hear, in the wigwam of Nokomis lived a sleepy Indian maiden, fair was she as all get out, and well, please pass me a sandwich. You know? When that moment comes, you got to have a rhyme if you're in musical comedy, or some excuse as to why not. Eh? So my problem was to make it talk, make it conversational, but not to have, not to worry that it doesn't rhyme. And I don't think too many people know, for example, that trouble doesn't rhyme, but it doesn't. Now, you tell me, is this dialogue or is this dialogue or is this lyric? Well, you got trouble, folks. Right here, I say trouble. Right here in River City. Sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly. Mighty proud. I say I'm mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with the cue in my hand are golden. They help you cultivate a cool head, keen eye, and horse sense. Did you ever take and try to give an ironclad leave to yourself from a three-rail billiard shot? Well, just as I say it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a bulk line game, I say that any boob can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that sloth. The first big step on the road to the depths of degradation. I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. Is that dialogue or lyric?
Dialogue.
That's right. Now, all you got to do, see, you don't change a thing. Because all those accents, yes, sir. And all these accents, that's part of speech. You wouldn't say it any other way if you're just talking. All you do is put a beat under there now, because I have, after a good deal of slavery, captured the natural rhythmic quality in certain conversational phrases. You got trouble, folks. Right here I say trouble, right here in River City. Sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly. Mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with the cue in my hand are golden. Help you cultivate a cool head, horse sense, and a keen eye. Did you ever take and try to give an ironclad leave to yourself from a three-rail billiard shot? Well, just as I say it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a bulk line game, I say that any boob can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that sloth, the first big step on the road to the depths of degradation. I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback shoot. Listening to some big out-of-town Jasper, hearing him tell about the horse race there. Not a wholesome trotting race, no, but a race where they sit down right on a horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan Patch, make your blood boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets at the table. Pockets mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital P, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool, and so on. Predilection, maybe predilection, is it? Predilection, I think. I have a habit of using counterpoint in the different shows. Lyda Rose and the Music Man with the other tune, and several others. I also have the misfortune that to have contrapuntal parts in the score that never get sung, that somehow or other have to be cut out. I don't know if you remember a song in The Music Man, no wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent female, no, so that kind of girl spins webs no spider ever knew. I prefer to take a chance, or more adult romance. Well, you won't know what, you will never guess, maybe you will, what that's contrapuntal to, but which we never used it in the show, but which we never used it. Well, that sentence didn't turn out right, but you know what I mean. My White Night. You remember My White Night, which Marion sings in the first act? My White Night, Renee! Oh yeah, get Renee out here. Renee's my darling wife. She's the original Marion, she's the original Molly Brown, and she's the original Doris Walker from Here's Love, and here's Renee. My White Night and Sadder But Wiser Girl were written in counterpoint. Never got a chance to do it in the show. My White Night.
Yes?
Yeah, just try it. I'll start it. Fum, fiddle, fum, fum. No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, that kind of girl spins webs no spider ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No, do the younger Sophie resisting all the time she kissed, insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, for no Diana do I play for, and I can tell you that right now. T-S-C-H-A-I. No, but this was counterpoint. This was counterpoint that was never used in the show, but I didn't care. I was glad that these two pieces were contrapuntally related, because somehow or other, subconsciously, that gives you a relationship between the two characters, even though we don't spell it out for you. There is a piece of counterpoint in Unsinkable that was also not used in the show. We'll give you an idea of it. Renee, you want to join me over here? See, I don't know if I'm supposed to leave that stool. I guess I can. Leadville Johnny sings, I'll never say no to you, whatever you say or do. If you ask me to wait for a lifetime, you know I'll gladly wait for a lifetime or two, just to look at you, and so on. Now, Molly, when it's her turn, she sings the following song.
Star shining on my own brass bed, star shining far over my head. Oh, what a beautiful place to cry. I'd learn to sleep with one eye, just to look at you. I'm trembling just to look at you now. All I can think of is, wow, Mr. Brown, you can ask me anytime you please for me to marry you. Oh, I'll blush head to toe, but I sure won't never say no. Star shining on my own brass bed, star shining
to wait for a lifetime. You know I'll gladly wait for a lifetime.
With one eye,
Just to look at you. And I'm very sorry, but we have to make a little cut right here. I hope you'll all forgive me, dear Miss Large. I'm sorry. Oh, will you forgive me too, young man? Thank you.